Welcome to She Said Scale, where we do business differently. Less grind, more strategy, and a low-lift revenue model that makes high cash months feel light as a feather. I'm Tristan Jean, your business strategist and social sales expert, and I built a spacious, scalable business that locks in recurring revenue so I don't reset to zero every month. And I did it without launching every 2 weeks, running on empty, creating a mass membership that saps the life out of me, or feeling like my business owns me. Now I'm here to help you do the same. Join me for conversations around the strategies that will simplify your sales, scale your business so that you never reset to zero and you can do it all in part-time hours. If you're ready to ditch the income roller coaster and finally create a business that pays you and gives you your life back, you're in the right place. Hit subscribe, grab your coffee and your comfy couch blanket because you know I have mine, and let's chat, my friend. So today we're going to talk about a very specific kind of heartbreak that doesn't just come from failure. It's worse. It comes from being close. So those DMs that you get that say, this sounds so good. This is exactly what I need. Those comments that are like, you're amazing. I can't wait to work with you. And then the applications that go cold, even after the DM follow through felt completely aligned. So if you're getting ghosted, not by unqualified leads, but by actual dream clients who feel interested, who are emotionally drawn in, but then vanish, it's not because your offer isn't right. It's not because your pricing is off. It's because something in the structure of your messaging or the structure of your offer is sending a subconscious, this might not be for me signal. And that's causing hesitation, and it's costing you buyers who are this close to saying yes. So I had a client come to me recently, and she has a stunning brand. She has a super strong voice, really deep transformative offers. She's not new to this. She has tons of experience. She's made six figures. Her content lands. She's getting follows. She's getting views. And her work is undeniably transformational. Something kept happening. Dream clients would follow, binge her content, jump into her free Telegram community, say, I love you, I love your vibe, and then disappear. Why? Because even though her language was magnetic, her positioning was too blurry. So let's dig into what I went through with her and how she's going to fix it. So her offers sound so powerful on the surface, and I know that they are inside too, but they lacked buyer clarity, specificity, and concrete identity mapping. So your dream clients might feel emotionally pulled at first glance. Their gut reaction might be like, yes, comment, inquire, DM. But after that emotional pull, they quickly back out because their brain can't clearly locate themselves in that transformation. And here's why it happens. The messaging isn't anchored in buyer psychology. So the language is poetic and elevated and aspirational and beautiful, but there's a missing bridge between the offer's intention, transformation, and the dream client's present current day struggle. So the audience feels seen conceptually. They're, yeah, this sounds good. Sounds like what I need, but they're not held in a practical way. They can't see how they're going to go from what they're experiencing to what you're offering because you haven't articulated what they're experiencing clearly enough. So essentially, you're selling the end state without naming the starting point, which means that the messaging is going very wide instead of very deep. Lasering in on that one moment, pinpointing a moment, just one focus, one facet of the transformation that you would offer in that offer. So she can see, yes, this is where I am, and that is where I want to be because of this one very specific struggle I have. So you don't go in saying, I can transform your, because that's exactly what brings in people saying like, yeah, that sounds great. I want to be healthy, happy, and wealthy. And then they're like, wait a second, but like, Do you know what I'm struggling with? Do you know exactly where I need assistance? And how are you going to get me from not happy to happy? How are you going to get me from not healthy to healthy? How are you going to get me from not wealthy to wealthy? And that is still way too vague. There are a million ways someone can feel unhappy, unhealthy, unwealthy. So, what moment, what specific scenario are you addressing? So, you have to show how you lead them there, the vehicle that gets them from where they're at to where they want to be. We need to see the before and after art of how your method or framework inside of your offer works to create decision safety. Because what happens when people don't see that is that they get inspired, but they don't convert because they don't understand what they're going to do inside of your containers. What's the process? What's the method? What's the framework we're working through? What's the timeline? Another thing that can happen when you have this like really beautiful, evocative, energetic messaging is that it's too vague or intangible for the buyer brain to be able to justify a purchase. Now, this type of language is very aspirational, very beautiful, very energetic messaging lands really well when you are speaking to highly aware buyers who already understand the ins and outs of what you're offering. But this client in particular, a majority of the people in her audience who are still her dream clients are just now tapping into this awareness that they need what she offers. So they need more tangible clarity. They don't understand the elevated language yet. And that's not to say that you can't use this very high level elevated language, industry jargon, you might call it, but you need to pair it with very clear, concrete results, a very clear tagline that anchors that transformation into something visible, into something tangible. So let's review how we would think of our messaging and our offers. Position your offers around the current identity your buyer is living in and go deep into that one facet of the pain they're experiencing and that one transformation that your offer delivers. And spend time on it, days, several posts, not just one and done. Clarify and really anchor in into the tangible shift that your dream client is going to experience. What does that look like in their life? What is the story arc of before and after? What is the before? What is the vehicle to get them to the after? Break down the frameworks that you use inside of your containers. Create a content ecosystem that demonstrates your work. Now, I'm not saying go completely educational and share everything, but you can't just be like, hey, you want to be wealthy? Join my mastermind. No, share client stories, client experiences, client case studies, and really tighten up your messaging around high value problem, high value desire messaging. Now, let's talk about a different kind of ghosting. And this one comes from not messaging or positioning, but it's actually about the structure of your offer. Now, I have an amazing client who came to me making about 20 to 30K already locked in every month, but her income was resetting to zero. So she had an anchor offer. She was getting about 2,500 leads a month, but her sales were still stalling. They were capped. And her income kept resetting every 30, 60, 90 days. And her conversion rates were about less than 1%. Now, she has a massive audience and a great amount of leads, but she's still only making a fraction of the money she could be because she really should be converting around 2 to 5%. So, why was her conversion rate so low when she got these people into the DMs? It's because she had one anchor offer that was trying to speak to two different transformations. So she had one anchor offer that spoke to beginners and early stage earners. So both were interested, but then when both got the transformation in her offers, neither was really converting because they weren't sure if it was for them. So that confusion creates that hesitation and kills conversions. That's when your dream client sees your offer and is like, I think this is for me, but I'm not totally sure. They're not going to buy. They wait. They overthink, they get into this decision paralysis, and then they vanish. So in 1 week, we split up her offer suite. So we have one path for beginners, one for the overwhelmed earner, and then a mastermind for scaling, like a home base where people can live forever. Each one of these is structured for retention. Each one is designed to increase her monthly recurring revenue. So now, really, a lead can come into her world and stay for at least 3 cycles of offers in her offer suite. We're talking 12 to 18-month retention. So we increased her offers, which immediately our brain is going to think, okay, you increased her workload, but we actually didn't. Remove excess touch points, simplified the delivery models, build upsells and retention loops into her offers, and actually took her from working occasionally 10 to 12-hour days every single week to working about 10 to 15 hours a week total. That includes serving her clients, doing her coaching calls. That includes all of her admin work and her content creation. But the best part is everything is optimized and we mapped out $50K in monthly recurring revenue. Her offers should bring in $50K in monthly recurring revenue. Not to mention her passive offers, which once we increase the conversion rates, should bring in 15 to 20K every month on repeat without her doing a single thing. And we do that by layering in the fully booked framework. So we work through positioning that stops the "is this for me" question. This works through visibility. So now we're activating buyers, not just on a views level, on a messaging level, but on a sales psychology level, mirroring beliefs that the buyers already have in their heads and taking them through that buyer's process that happens in your brain, and sales systems that keep her calendar clear. Her funnels are now mapped out by buyer type. Her content runs through the neuromarketing layers, and her offers self-sort to put the right people in the right place. So we fixed that blind spot in her offer structure. And I'm not going to be surprised if she hits that $50K in monthly recurring revenue in the next 90 days. So getting ghosted is never just 100% one thing. It could be positioning. It could be your offer structure. It could be something else that we didn't talk about today. So you could be selling the result without naming the starting point, or the method that you're going to get your client a transformation. It could be that you're speaking in high level language without anchoring it into buyer logic. It could be that you have an amazing offer, but your structure is too fuzzy to guide decision. But no matter what, it is fixable. And when you see and correct the gap, that is where all the money is that you want to make. Like I always say, the high cash months are in the gaps and the bottlenecks. So if your DMs are full of emotional maybes and your comment section is full of "I love this, I can't wait to work with you," but your checkout page is a ghost town, it's time to rewire the way your offers are positioned and the way that your brand is communicating, which all boils down to clarity, trust, and transformation that your buyer's brain can hold on to. And once we build that, conversion becomes inevitable.
That's it for this episode. If it felt like I was speaking directly to what you've been circling around, good. This series wasn't built to inspire, it was meant to clarify. When you're ready to step into structure that sells, you know where to find me.